Agenda announcement. The Chinese Foreign Ministry holds a press briefing to review details of President Hu Jintao's upcoming U.S. visit. Fiscal status. Germany releases figures showing that its economy grew 3.6% last year, led by strong rebound in exports. Commercial comeback. The oil market reopens in Haiti 1 year after devastating earthquake. And battling bootleggers, the Chinese government discusses its success in stepping up anti-piracy efforts. Hello there, welcome to CCTV News. Live from Beijing, I'm Pan Deng. The Chinese Foreign Ministry has held a press briefing in Beijing about President Hu Jintao's upcoming visit to the United States. Vice Foreign Minister Cui Tiankai said on Wednesday that Hu Jintao will attend a series of state activities in Washington, including talks with U.S. President Barack Obama and meetings with some key U.S. Congress members. Cui Tiankai also acknowledged that cooperation between China and the United States, based on shared interests, remains crucial to the development of bilateral ties.
The visit will bring about great and wide achievements in the fields of economic and trade cooperation. These achievements should demonstrate the increasingly close relations between the two economies and the spirit of mutual benefit. I believe that this visit will have positive results in all fields.
Ahead of President Hu Jintao's U.S. visit, Douglas Paul, Vice President of the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, gave an exclusive interview to CCTV. He says strengthening dialogue remains the most effective way to improve bilateral ties.
My principal expectation is they will set forth an agenda of exchanges between the two sides that will keep dialogue alive at high levels. And now we have Secretary Bob Gates going to China in early January. That's a big step forward. It's a break out of the icy, frozen relationship that followed January last year.
China's Vice Premier Li Keqiang has wrapped up his 9-day official visit to Spain, Germany and Britain. Liu Ying takes a look at some of the highlights and how the tour could help shape the nation's relationship with Europe in the future.
This is the first official visit of 2011 by a Chinese leader. Vice Premier Li Keqiang is also the third Chinese leader to visit the European continent in less than 4 months, highlighting a relationship of strategic importance. Trade and economic cooperation are seen as a major highlight of Li's visit. The Vice Premier witnessed the signing of more than 40 business agreements with the total value of over $20 billion. The deals cover a wide range of areas, including energy, finance and machinery. Experts call the Vice Premier's visit a very fruitful one.
This
is a very successful visit. Economic and trade cooperation was a highlight of the Vice Premier's trip to all three nations. The visit has enhanced political trust between China and the EU and has provided a better understanding of China's development. The two sides have also signed agreements to improve communication and cultural exchanges.
Li's visit came at a critical point for the battered European economy. The Vice Premier promised to buy more Spanish government bonds as part of China's commitment to help the Eurozone out of sovereign debt crisis.
Europe is in a very difficult period of political transition and sovereign debt crisis. China has expressed confidence and support for the euro and European integration. It's a timely helping hand for Europe in political, economic, and financial terms. Buying European public debt is mutually beneficial to both Europe and China.
During his visit, Vice Premier Li Keqiang also called on European leaders to recognize China's full market economy status and lift a long-standing embargo of arms sales to China. Experts say, while these issues are not likely to see a breakthrough in the near future, Li's visit will help the EU better understand and address China's concerns. Experts say Vice Premier Li Keqiang's European tour has played a positive and important role in pushing forward China's strategic partnership with the EU. improved cooperation will not only boost the development of both China and Europe, it will also contribute to the economic recovery and prosperity of the world. Liu Ying, CCTV, Beijing.
Official figures show that Germany's economy grew 3.6% last year. This is the country's fastest pace since reunification 2 decades ago.
Germany has experienced in 2010 its strongest economic growth since reunification. With growth of 3.6%, GDP has reached a record high. In addition to a strong economic gains, high employment was also evident. With 40.5 million people holding down jobs, the country's labor market is also setting records.
The German economy suffered a painful contraction of 4.7% in 2009, its worst since World War II. The nation's swift recovery has made it a standout in the 17-nation Eurozone, where members have been struggling with huge debts. A key trigger for the strong comeback was powerful export growth. Germany is now the world's second-largest exporter after China. Strengthening domestic demand also helped boost recovery. Belgium's caretaker government is vowing to cut the country's 2011 budget deficit below 4.1% of economic output, despite market worries that political deadlock will hamstring the nation's ability to act.
When it comes to the budget, we're doing better than what was agreed within the EU Stability Program, and we're in a position in 2011 to be, once more, among the best students of the EU and Eurozone class.
Let May also said despite political deadlock, the acting administration will be able to set up a budget with an assessment made between February the 10th and 15th. Belgium's deficit stood at 4.6% last year, 0.2% below the EU's target and well down from 6% in 2009. The country has been without a permanent government since inconclusive elections in June, but all initiatives to reach an agreement have failed so far. This national crisis has now become the longest in modern European history. A successful Portuguese bond auction has eased the market worries that the country would soon need a financial bailout, but experts warn the danger has not fully passed. Stocks around Europe were boosted by the news that Portugal managed to sell more than $1.6 billion worth of debt during its first bond auction of the year. But the euro slipped as investors booked gains following confirmation of the sales results. Investors were relieved that demand for the auction was strong and the rate of the nation's 9-year bonds dropped. Analysts say Portugal is less likely to need a financial bailout now. You're watching CCTV News. Coming up. Commercial comeback. The iron market reopens in Haiti 1 year after the devastating earthquake. And battling bootleggers, the Chinese government discusses its success since stepping up anti-piracy efforts. 25 people have been killed by a suicide car blast in northwest Pakistan. The incident took place when an explosive-laden vehicle rammed into a police station 14 kilometers from the city of Bannu, claiming the lives of 14 Frontier Corps personnel and 8 civilians. An additional 17 people were injured. The Pakistani Taliban has claimed responsibility. This week, Haiti marks a year since a magnitude 7 earthquake hit the capital, Port-au-Prince. More than 1 million people were left homeless. Many feel recovery has moved too slowly, but our correspondent Michelle Baguet has witnessed an event there which brought forth a little more hope.
Music and laughter. Two beautiful things to be able to see in Haiti a year after the devastating earthquake. The reason for the people's jubilation was the inauguration of the newly restored iron market that was destroyed by a 2008 fire and the 2010 earthquake.
I feel very good about all this. I feel very comfortable working here. It has been a year since the earthquake happened. We lost a lot of brothers and sisters, but we are asking God to protect us, and it feels great to be able to work here.
The iron market is a place where hardworking men and women may earn a living buying and selling goods. In any other city of the world, the opening of a marketplace like this would be insignificant. In Port-au-Prince, the opening means so much more.
This gives me a huge opportunity as I have 2 kids in school.
Everything was always dirty and on the streets, but now we have our own space and we're going to keep this market clean.
This is downtown Port-au-Prince. As you can see, people are selling food and merchandise on the street. This is common in a city where everything's turned to rubble.
Men and women worked hard for 11 months to re-inaugurate the iron market on January 11, 2011, only a year after disaster hit the city. The building stands tall as a symbol of recovery and prosperity in the midst of destruction and poverty.
I see today as a huge step as to what is going to become of Haiti, and I think it depends on us, the government and the people that live here, to make this better. This is a huge step.
Although the city has far to go in the road to recovery, with only 5% of debris having been removed, this inauguration proves to be a motivation for many Haitians who may feel discouraged. Michelle Beguet, CCTV, Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
For more on the memorial service in Port-au-Prince, as well as an update on local people's lives in the Haitian capital, our correspondent Michelle Beguet is now standing by. Hello, Michelle. What are some of the major events taking place around the country on the anniversary?
A lot of events to commemorate the fallen are going on today, and they happened all day yesterday. One of these was for the UN peacekeeping troops that were from China and that passed away. 8 men and women passed away last year during the earthquake, and they were from China, and so a small group got together to commemorate those fallen there. Very specific events going on all over the city. Clinton also was visiting. Former President Clinton from the U.S. was visiting a lot of organizations. He has always been an avid supporter of Haiti organizations, even before the earthquake. So that was going on all day as well. But also events that are going to bring hope to the Haitians have been going on. South Korea announced that they are going to be opening an industrial park that's going to give about 20,000 jobs to Haitian people here, and that's also something to look forward to. So a lot of these events are going on, and we'll be following them and reporting them to you.
As you talk to people living in Haiti, how are they facing the difficulties of the ongoing reconstruction process?
As well as they can. We've talked to a lot of them during these memorial services. Many are praying for their family members, but it's very hard in a city where there's so much rubble and destruction that hasn't been cleaned. A lot of people have talked about how they've visited a year ago right after the earthquake, and now they're here and they don't see that much change. This has a lot to do with the fact that a lot of the rubble doesn't have anywhere to go, and they don't know where else to build new homes for all these people. Red Cross came out with a very interesting statistic about how it would take about 300 trucks filled to the brink for 7 days, every day working on trying to take out rubble for 10 years. That's how much rubble there is in Port-au-Prince, and how much they would have to, how much force they would need to get all this stuff out so that they could begin building new homes. So there's a lot of work ahead for the Haitian community, and this year we remember what happened in the fallen and hope for the best for the future.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Indeed, Michelle Beguet in Port-au-Prince. More than 60% of voters have taken part in the independence referendum in South Sudan. It's due to wrap up on Saturday. A senior southern official says the turnout means the result of the vote will be valid.
On the part of the voters' turnout, though I'm unable to give you concrete results, I know very well that by the 3rd day of voting, the 60% line, the 60% turnout line has been passed. And that number is actually 2 million. The threshold number is 2,253,308. We achieved
In the fourth day of referendum, organizers were not immediately able to confirm the threshold has been achieved. The announcement came as northern and southern leaders called two crisis meetings to resolve a surge of violence in border regions. South Sudan said on Tuesday that armed men had killed 10 southern Sudanese